Hey everybody, this is Nathan Jones and I'm really excited for you to check out another one of my big Blu-ray haul videos. This is something that I've been really excited to do, and also this is something that I am constantly adding to this collection. I have quite the collection of Blu-rays and I just keep adding more and more to it. I feel like I have a problem. I may need to address it in the future with financials. However, I wanted to show you some of the new things that I've received, and also some of the things that I'm just really looking forward to seeing. Some of these I have seen before, and I'm really excited for you to check out my channel, so thank you for stopping by. So let's start off. I have a couple of things that I recently got, and some of these are actually updated. I actually have updated these from the DVD to the Blu-rays. And some of those, what I mean by that, are my television series. I have actually upgraded all my Sherlock seasons right here. And when I say by seasons, I already have season 4 and The Abominable Bride. I can't remember what that special was called exactly. However, I got seasons 1 through 3, and there's this bonus, limited edition bonus disc here that I have not yet to see. I really don't know what it's about. However, I'm really excited to have updated my DVD editions of the Sherlock seasons 1 through 3. So finally I did that. Also, another thing that I've updated is the first season of The Walking Dead. I've caught up to the latest season. The show is off and on for me. I like it a lot, but at the same time, it's got a slow kind of walking pace. If you catch my drift. But regardless, this is a good series. I like it, and I really like the first season. And I thought this is a great adaptation of the graphic novel itself. And I haven't read much, but I think it's pretty good for that. All right, so moving on from there, I have a couple of Blu-ray movies that I've gotten, and a lot of this is new, but I've seen some of them. So for instance, the first thing I got actually a couple months ago that I have yet to talk about was Under the Skin. Now this is a very polarizing film. It could go either way. I can tell when people don't like it or they do like it. And initially when I watched it, I was kind of weirded out. It's an art house film, that's for sure, starring Scarlett Johansson, and it's just a really strange film. However, I like the tonal aspects of it, and I think that it really is a philosophical movie, and that's something that I really appreciate, and something that I really wanted to see on film. Something that I think you should probably check out yourself, and maybe make your own opinion on. So definitely check out Under the Skin in some capacity. It's definitely an odd one. The next is a couple of movies I have seen, and a couple I haven't seen. And I actually went on sale with this one, In the Heart of the Sea. This is a kind of real-life-ish take on the Moby Dick. This is more in the vein of what it actually would have been like for Herman Melville to grow up and the community he was in, and like tell the story of the whale and how to chase it. And this is starring Chris Hemsworth, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the new Thor, fantastic, by Taika Waititi. I also have a review down below. But this is starring Chris Hemsworth. We also have several other people, and I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to look it up. And it's going to drive me nuts that I don't know this, because I'm on camera right now. Cillian Murphy. And that's someone that is a fantastic actor as well. I want to see Peaky Blinders. But I actually enjoyed this movie. It's not bad. It's not great. It's pretty good. So I liked it In the Heart of the Sea, and I'm glad to have got it. The next thing is a classic, but it's kind of expensive on Blu-ray, and that's Shrek. I like the first two Shreks, and I need to get Shrek 2. I don't really care about any of the other Shreks, but I'm happy to finally have updated this on Blu-ray. This movie, I like it. This is kind of the downfall of a certain character, Mike Myers, and but I think he made a good decision here in Shrek, but they made way too many sequels, way too many. Alright, the next is the kind of Rear Window interpretation, more modern with Shia LaBeouf. That's Disturbia. And this movie is actually really good. I actually really enjoy this movie, and it's been a while since I've actually seen it, but I just recently saw Rear Window, and I can see a lot of the similarities here in some kind of a Hitchcockian kind of film, and I love that. And that actually gave me new inspiration to watch this again. I'll watch it again sometime soon, and also Shia LaBeouf is a nut job. Fun fact. Alright, here's the next movie that I have, and I have not seen this movie, and that's Still Alice. This is a Sony Pictures Classic, and I've talked about that a little bit before in the past. I love Sony Pictures Classic and pretty much everything they've done. A couple things that I've kind of questioned. Blue Jasmine I watched, and with Woody Allen, and it was okay. Just I didn't get it as much. I need to watch it again. However, Still Alice has Julianne Moore, Alec Baldwin, who I have a love-hate relationship with, and then Kristen Stewart, also the same thing. I need to see Personal Shopper, which is something I really want to watch as well. But apparently this is great, and it's got some great reviews on it, so I'm looking forward to it. Sony Pictures Classic really can't get me down. Next is something I don't remember watching. I've seen parts of it, I'm pretty sure. Uncle Buck. And yeah, I know some of you out there are like, what? Have you not seen Uncle Buck? But it came in to my work, and it's John Hughes film, so I'm excited, and also love John Candy. So, and also, I think is Macaulay Culkin's in this movie too. But I'm really excited to see this movie. It's a quirky kind of 80s, 90s movie. I'm sure it came out 89, so yeah, right at the very end of the 80s. Alright, moving on. I got some movies that I have seen and also not seen at my work. I've been really wanting to see English Patient with Kevin Costner and Julia Binoche. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And William Dafoe. And there's some other great casts in here. I know nothing about this movie, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard high regards from many of my friends, so I'm really excited to see this movie. Next is something I have seen, and that's Bruce Almighty. Not my favorite movie of all time, and it's kind of silly, but it kind of reminds me of my past when I was kind of growing up. I was probably around, I don't know, this came out in 2004 or something, 2003. So I was 11 years old when this came out, and I liked this movie. Those are the type of movies I liked when I was 11, so it's just like with Shrek. I like those kind of quirky, not so great movies, however, they're fun. And Morgan Freeman's God, that's awesome. So next is a movie I didn't want to own, but I own it, and it's Requiem for a Dream. I've seen this movie, and I probably won't see it for a long, long time, if at all again. But I like to collect things, so as you noticed. But Requiem for a Dream, I'm looking forward to seeing this again someday. But I have to be in the right mindset. This is a very hard movie to watch on addiction, and all types of addiction, from drugs to sex. So, really difficult movie. Much better than anything Lars von Trier put out. Don't watch his shitty movies. I don't like Lars von Trier. I definitely like Aronofsky a lot more. Alright, moving on to another movie, just kind of like along the same vein as Bruce Almighty's Elf. It's a fun Christmas movie. I'll probably watch it this Christmas, around that time period. This is a silly Will Ferrell movie that's more kid-friendly, and I mean, it's a fun movie. There's some Peter Dinklage is in it as an elf, but just don't call him an elf. He'll get really angry. But anyway, you've heard this movie. You've seen it before, I'm sure. Next is Big Hero 6. I've seen this movie once, and I thought it was pretty good, but it was on sale, and I wanted to get it, so... And I need to rewatch it again. This is probably a little bit past the generation. This reminded me a lot of Lilo and Stitch in a certain way, and I don't know how to describe that. I had to probably elaborate more on that later on. Moving on from there, I got The Sound of Music. I've actually never really seen all this myself. I'm not a big musical guy. I don't really like musicals too much. However, this is one of those classics that I want to watch and want to own. And so I found a good deal on it. I mean, you can tell it's not the best shape. At least the cover isn't. So I'm looking forward to that movie, and also at the same time holding my breath to how I appreciate that. The next is Wild, and it's the rental exclusive. That's because I got it from my store. This is a lot like Into the Wild, except it's Reese Witherspoon. So I'm looking forward to it. I've heard mixed things. I have a friend who really likes it, but that person is not the most trustworthy when it comes to movie sources, so we'll see how I feel about this. The next one is U-571, and this is a submarine movie with Nazis. I don't really know much about it. I've heard mixed things about this too. Some people say it's a worthwhile watch and you need to see it, and then some people are like, it's not as good as everyone says it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm one of those people who get the benefit of a doubt. I'm going to probably appreciate some aspect of the movie. Next, we're getting into the creme de la creme of things that I really like that I got. One is the Criterion thing that I got, Decalogue. And this is, I'm going to butcher this to death. This is a Polish director, Kieslowski. Nope, Kieslowski's. I'm going to say it wrong, and I don't even know why. But let me read a little bit to you. This is actually really cool. Originally made for Polish television, Decalogue focuses on residents of a housing complex in late communist Poland, whose lives become subtly intertwined as they face emotional dilemmas that are all once deeply personal and universal human. It is 10 hours long, and drawing from the Ten Commandments, from thematic inspiration and overarching structure, grapple deftly with complex moral and existential questions concerning life, death, love, hate, truth, and the passage of time. And so, I mean, I'm literally looking forward to this. This is 9 different cinematographers, so this is going to be great. I can't wait to put this down, but I have to be in a certain mindset to watch this with most criterions. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm fairly certain it's Polish. Yeah, it's Polish. Good. Next is something I just recently saw, and I actually liked it a lot because it was a little self-contained story, and that was The Beguiled. And this is Colin Farrell, and we got Nicole Kidman and Kirsten Dunst and Ellie Fanning in it as well. This is actually a pretty nice, kind of hour-and-a-half long movie, and it's a very contained story, and that's something I like about it. And Sofia Coppola directed this, you know, Francis Ford Coppola's daughter, who's made, you know, Lost in Translation, which I've also recently seen. But this is pretty good. I liked it. It's not great, but it's not bad at all. It's a nice little story. And so definitely watch this movie if you're interested in time period pieces as well. Next is the 2 things that are like two of my favorite things, and I haven't seen most of this. First is Planet Earth, and this is a used kind of edition. That's why it's kind of beat to ribbons, but the discs are great. But I'm really looking forward to this. I got Planet Earth 2 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, how do I not have Planet Earth 1? And so I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking into more documentaries and looking into more kind of nature-based things, and so I'm looking forward to this, and I know this is legendary. I've talked to so many people about this, so looking forward to that. Next is something I know nothing about, and I'm really happy that I know nothing about it, and that is Cinema Paradiso. And that's something I've heard many critics and other YouTubers and other podcasters talk about this movie, and I know nothing about it. Every time they start talking about it, I kind of tone it out, or I say la 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 la, kind of just put my ears away because I don't want to know anything about it, because I've heard it's fantastic and it's definitely a movie for people who love movies. And so I'm looking forward to this. It's an Italian movie, and I don't really know much about it, and the director's cut here, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that is my giant stack here. I got this giant stack. Hopefully this sticks for my channel cover photo thing. I want to hear your thoughts on all those. Definitely give my channel out a look and check out the rest of my movies. Movie reviews, I do movie lists, I have genre series, I also have a podcast myself as well with me and another cohort of mine, and I do some Blu-ray hunting videos that I've recently just started. So let me know what are your thoughts down below on any of these movies. Have you seen any of these movies? Give me a like, comment below, don't forget to share, and also subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.